can you define the life you're living? Not about what you take, but what you're giving. And if you bet on love, there's no way you'll ever lose. Take a stand, make a stand, make a stand for. Yes, you do. Get on and if you don't stand up. Hello. Everybody like the live, share the live. Thank you.
Rise up, love, lift your hands. I stand with you cause I understand. Ain't here to judge, just to take a stand. The greater plans, the creator's plan. Let's all rise like the day began. Reach out and touch with the Savior's hand. On we stand like his native land. Let the ways of love be the ways of man. If you don't stand for something, if you can't just talk the talk, you got to walk that walk. Yes, you do. It all means nothing if you don't stand up for something. And I stand up for you. I stand up for you. And I stand up for you. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Echo. Stop. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Thank you for all of the kind words, the welcome back. I appreciate it. I needed to take some time away after last Friday. I know nobody was expecting all of that, neither was I. But you guys know that initially I wasn't going to reveal names. I was going to keep all of the participants out of it. I'll talk about it, Tracy, don't worry. But it didn't work that way. So, with the receipts and my additional investigation, I now feel like I know the story. Well, I know it enough that it satisfies me. Hey, Emily Red, I saw you trying to get word. Now that I know more, or at least an adequate amount to be able to make some decisions, I've made some decisions. And I'm going to tell you what those decisions are. But I also feel obligated to walk you guys through it because it was confusing. Y'all only knew bits and pieces, and it wouldn't have made sense to anybody. But since we here now. And this live was originally supposed to be just about red flags. That was the plan. It was still the plan until I got my screenshots in order and my evidence and put it together, and I realized that I'm not going to be able to do anything else. I'm hoping we can finish by 10 o'clock at this point. Now, I know this will be upsetting, but I'm going to turn off the comments. And I'm going to turn off, yes, it is an update, MLA. I'm going to turn off the comments because I want everybody to focus on what I'm showing, what I'm saying. I am gonna open up to comments. I don't care what time it ends. So if you have a question, a comment, something, write it down for yourself. I am going back to Monday morning. We will go back to regular schedule programming. And that's why I'm doing this one time. And hopefully I never have to discuss it again. I've tried to give everybody a heads up to come here. Show Lupita, you'll see. There won't be any questions. Well, there may be questions, but it should be clear. If you follow it, it should be clear to you. I have also let the parties involved know that I was doing this when I sent them my decision. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm okay. I'm okay. I didn't want to make any decisions while I was upset. I wanted to collect as much information as I could. I wanted to be calm, cool, and collected when what's the word I'm looking for? When I made my decision. And I wanted to be cool, calm, and collected when I talked to you about it. Because had I come back on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday and just spouted out what I thought I knew, which would have been adequate. Don't get me wrong. I knew enough by Tuesday to know I didn't feel it was right or fair to anybody. Never make a decision with heat in your mind or in your heart. It might still be the right decision, but then you're going to question it. Okay. At 8:10, hopefully that's enough people. Share the live, send the live. Oh, thank you, Purple. And we're about to get started. Now, I'm going to turn the comments off. I have one other favor. There were so many slides downloaded to my camera roll that of course it couldn't be done in order. So I have them in order on my iPad. I may need a second between pages because it's not in order. So please bear with me. The other thing is that the kids are wide awake and they're running around and they're making noise. Please forgive them. That's Kira messing with the screen. Please forgive them as well. Okay. Nope. Wrong thing. Okay. I'm ready to go. So we're going to get started. I'm going to talk for a while. If you have any questions or comments or whatever, write them down. I will open up the panel at the end. Okay. So this goes all the way back to Wednesday morning during a live like a regular scheduled live that I had, where Guardians of Valor and I were talking about Becky and her husband. Well, really her husband. And whether or not he was actually in the military. Governors of Valor said that he was going to look into it and that when he got the results, he was going to send them to me. Either CJ was in the box or got in the box. I honestly don't remember. But the point, that doesn't matter. The point is, he said to Guardians of Valor to send it to him and he would send it to me. CJ would send it to me. And I was okay with that because I have so many messages all over the place that sometimes it's hard for me to pinpoint one in particular. But when something comes from CJ, because he's linked to the top of everything, I get it right away. So I agreed to that. On the next day, June the 5th, CJ received that email. CJ says that he forwarded the email to me. At this point, I did not receive it. I'm assuming that he spelled Digital Deceivers Shadow wrong, and that's why I didn't get it, but I didn't get it. Instead, he took a screenshot later on in the day while they were in a live and sent it to Vampre without redacting any of the sensitive information. Like none of it. Okay? Come on. This is what it looked like when he text messaged her. Now, all of the green are the redactions that I have put in. So just imagine all of those spaces had something that was sensitive. And it was sent to her unredacted. While together in Bratty Goff's life, again focused on Becky and her family, CJ texted the email and suggested to Vampre that she get in the box and show the screenshot because he doesn't know how to. Now, I tried to underline certain things that were of particular importance, but it's all important. He texted her a picture of the email and asked her to get in the box and show the screenshot because he doesn't know how to. Okay? That's very important. Here are says to her, "Look, it's about Becky's husband." She says, "I see." He says, "Maybe you can box and show. I don't know how." She says, "Okay." He says, "Thanks. It will shut her up." And understand that the shut her up was Becky, not me. Then he tells her that it was sent to him from the Guardian of Valor. And then the next part, I'm just going to read it for now. It says, "I don't care if they knew who sent it to you. We don't do this for a part on the back. It's the truth and needs to be told." But let's stick with the first part. He tells her to get in the box because he doesn't know how to. Wait a minute. Let me see. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. I think this is right. Okay, right. So, Vampre gets in the box, again without any redactions, and shares the email. She tells everybody in the chat that she got an email, not a text message, and shares it. CJ at some point gets in the box to explain that he got the email and that all the credit goes to the Guardians of Valor. You may not be able to read that because it's white on top of her being in the box. But again, for proof's sake, this is Bratty Goff's live. Bratty Goff is up at the top as the host. This is Vampre in the big box. And this is where CJ says he is a retired Master Chief, retired. Or I think it said Master Chief E9 retired. I'm sorry, this took a long time, guys. But I believe that's what he said, to try to make sure that Guardians of Valor got the credit. That's where he says that. And I know you can't see it, so that's why I retyped it down below. But you can see that it's him. So while Vampire was in the big box, people pointed out to her that there needed to be redactions. There should have been redactions. There were way too many things on there that shouldn't be there. Vampire's response was that she didn't know how to redact, and she kept it up. Now, in the next clip or the last clip you saw where he said people know about knowing that it was him. Of course people would know it was him, because just the day before on Wednesday they were in my live where he said send it to himself. So of course there would be some people who would know that it came from him. They heard him say that he would send it to me. The thing was that the unredacted email was screenshot by numerous people. And they then took those screenshots, shared it with each other and in Discords. Most of them without redactions. Some people knew better and thought, I better put redactions. But I've seen it multiple ways. Vampire explained in their text messages that she didn't want to name CJ for being behind the email until he stepped in to explain it. But what I'm about to show you, I want you to pay very close attention to the last line of this next text message thread. Okay? And I want you to think about what it says to you. It's between Vampire and CJ, and it starts at 8:06 p.m. Now, one other note is that it's clear, based on the text messages, that there were other conversations between them going on. I have no idea if they would be relevant to this or not, but I don't need anything else. I've been able to make my decision strictly based on what I've seen thus far. Okay? But just pay close attention. She says wow at 5:15. He says wow at 5:15. And she says, oh, okay, well, I didn't know. So when you spoke up, that's when I said. And again, that's when she said that it came from CJ. He says they probably figured it was me. Of course they did. And then she said, I gotta charge my phone. It's on 20%. And then he says, full credit to Guardians of Valor. And she said, probably, but like I said, I didn't want to say until I knew for sure. Then she says, yes, it does. And this is the line I want you to pay attention to. I got a bunch of requests for follows from that live. I want you to think about what that says to you, and I want you to think about why I think that's important. Their conversation continues. If I'm going to post that screenshot on my pages, do I need to cover anything up? So now she's moving to the next step. She's already shown it. She's heard in there that there should be redactions, and now she's asking CJ. He says, let me look real quick. Yes, the name under regards. She asks again, anything else? He says, I'm looking, and then says, looking at what you got from, I don't know what that means. the email, just the name. So he's telling her nothing else needs to be redacted except for the name under the word regards. She even asks him about an email address. I'm trying to stay where I am. I'm sorry. Now, this was in the evening. This was at 8 o'clock. So the live was at 5:15, whatever that was. This is now 8 o'clock in the evening. And so I put here, it's 8:06 p.m., still on Thursday. And I said, clearly neither Vampry or CJ understand how to redact properly because with two sets of eyes, they only redact the one name. She even asks about an email address. He never responds to that. And I still don't have the email at this point. I still don't even have it. Now, wait a minute. I missed a part. Hold on. Have I missed it yet? Oh, okay, no. No. Sorry, I haven't. So she sends him the email with the one redaction. As you can see, I've had to redact it further just to show it to you. And remember, people screenshot it unredacted in the live. She then asks him, how is that? And he says, perfect. Thank you. Got to protect our contacts. You worried about protecting the Guardians of Valor, but I don't think you were worried about protecting me. So she says, and again, I want you to remember this. Okay, gonna post it on my Vampry account and Meanness account. He tells her, okay. And then he says to her, let everyone know Guardian of Valor is in the chat. So they're back in Brady's live. Because he was in the chat at this point. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so wait, was this next? Okay, yep, it's next. It's clear that CJ wanted to protect his contacts, like I just said, governors. I keep wanting to say that, Guardians of Valor, but no concern for protecting our platform. And then I say, please remember the 8:15 text where Vampry tells CJ she's going to post it in the Vampry and Meanness 52 accounts. And CJ says, okay. Now, I wrote these little things for two reasons. One, so you could see the dates as I have them. And two, so that I don't forget anything. Because when I get to the end, I don't want you to be like, where did that come from? So, this is my perspective. The pink is my perspective. So this is still Thursday. I get messaged to go to Brady Golf's live, but I wasn't told why. By the time I get there, the email was down. I watched CJ jump out of the box. I saw Guardians of Valor in the chat, and when people asked him to get the box, he said no. It's my understanding that he rarely goes in a box. So him being in my box talking to me was special. And I was fangirling, I'm not even going to front. And he knows that. I was like, Guardians of Valor's in my box? Okay. So I left. Because I was like, why am I here? They're just talking about Becky. I leave. Later, I was sent video and screenshots that explained to me why I was sent there in the first place. Nope, wrong one. I knew I couldn't trust it. Right. I reached out to CJ by direct message behind the scenes and wanted to know why and how this could happen. Only one person received the email, so I knew it was him. So I went directly to him. These conversations between him and I were done over the course of the week and a half via phone and DM. This is my conversation, my first conversation with CJ. I said, hey, I was in Brady's live and Vampire was revealing the Guardians of Valor info meant for me. What's crazy is that I didn't even get the email. So Vampire is revealing information without redactions that was meant for me. Why would you do that? Remember now, this is what he said to me. I don't know. I told her don't say anything until you reveal it. So I had to explain it all. I highlighted that because if you recall, he told her to be the one to get in the box and reveal it. But he told me, I don't know. I told her not to say anything. So remember, I don't have the text messages between them at this point. So I believe him that he sent it to her, like, hey, look what I got, but don't say anything. So that I hope you understand why I felt like she was disrespecting me. Because your friend who sent it to you has already told you not to reveal it, and that's the first thing you did, in my mind. Then he tells me he sent it to my email and my phone text both. He said, let him look in his phone, and then he says, that's my FO. Then I say, it is my opinion that Vampire is trying to create her own platform. That's fine by me. The more, the better. But clearly she isn't ready. She didn't respect your request. Imagine how the Guardians of Valor felt that someone they didn't even know was revealing their information without the redactions. And then I looked again and I said, I didn't get anything. Did you get the lineup for tomorrow? Now understand, every night before I went live, I sent him the lineup. So he would know who I was going to talk about. Why he needed that, I don't know. But once he requested it, I was like, okay. And I did it every single time. The night before the live, he got the lineup. Then he says, I like how she said she received an email, so I had to give some credit where credit was due to Guardians of Valor. Then he says something about no. And then he says, I've been having trouble with messages lately. So then I say, just keep in mind that people have agendas and they will use your knowledge and your connection to me to increase their platform. They might not be live yet, but imagine the awe she got from revealing information no one else knew. Now people see her as a player in the game. She got to reveal it before I could go live in the morning. It's old news now. I had to learn this lesson the hard way. You are amazing at what you do. I trust you, and I know you have my back as I have yours. Be skeptical about people and their true intentions. It's not always honorable. I love you. Get some rest. Tomorrow should be interesting. He says, thanks, boss. He never tells me. Well, let me tell you the truth. So this is where I said I had to learn it the hard way. Love you, get some rest. Tomorrow should be interesting. He says, thanks, box. Okay, love you. And I text back, love you lots. And then I asked, and who is Bratty? She's been posting about Scammer 6 days ago. Do you know her? And then he starts talking. I guess he's talking about the fact that I didn't get the email. And he said, I got to figure out how to restart my phone. And then I asked him what was his email, because I still hadn't gotten the email. So I emailed him the lineup for Friday morning and told him to just email me back from that email. So I say to him, I accept it. You and I discussed it, and we're moving on. All of us make mistakes every day. I'm not going to hold it against you. Then he tells me I better get some rest. So again, from my perspective, I go to bed with the belief that CJ sent the email to Vampry as a friend and told her not to show it to anyone. He accepted responsibility for this error and I forgave him. I have no idea at this point she has posted it to her TikTok pages. I decide not to show it Friday morning because I didn't want all of it to come up. And why wasn't it redacted? And blah, blah, blah. But at this point, I'm embarrassed because I feel like the Guardians of Valor trusted my platform that he could send information and it would be kept confidential and certainly not shown without redactions. So I feel a way, because what if he never wants to talk to me again? But I still don't say anything publicly. Oh, wait. Sorry. So, now we're at Friday morning, the 6th. I go live. Again, I choose not to talk about it. During my live, CJ and Vampry continue to text to each other. Now, again, there's clearly a text message thread prior to what I was sent by Vampry. But I don't know what that was about, so I don't know if it had relevance or not. And this is why I say, because at the beginning he says, I wish I could pick and choose. I have no idea what that's about. She says, right. And then clock this. She says that post of David of that email on my meanest account has 941 views. Why does that matter if it was just about getting the truth out? Now, this is the first time he asks her to remove the information. He says, okay, I was just asked to have you remove it there. It's vital information I didn't see and could cost Guardian of Valor his access to those records. And then I guess he was telling her that Tim from Tim and Angela were on telling more lies. Her question is, what's the vital info and I will remove it. Guardians seen it and loved it with a heart. So she wasn't talking about removing the email. She was talking about removing the vital information. Because CJ and I had a long conversation about the information that was there that shouldn't have been there. I just wanted it removed. But the post of David of that email on my meanest account has 941 views, is why I think she was pushing back. But I'll talk about that more later. So during the live, Vampre notes the number of viewers to her post on her burner, the Meanest 52 account. Her Vampre account is private, so that's not going to get nearly as many numbers. She was happy about it, in my opinion. This is also the first time CJ asked her to take it down after our conversation, and instead of taking it down, she questions what information is exposed. I'm sorry if it feels like I'm double talking, but I wrote it all down so I wouldn't forget it. Then CJ starts the conversation with her, continues the conversation with her that confused her. He says, wait, it was emails he just sent me that I cannot share at this time. She's like, huh? Because she's asking what's the vital information that needs to come out. He says, I can't speak on them, okay? She said, you said to me about my post. I'm not asking you to tell me anything about anything else. Then he says, I confused the emails. She says, you got me confused as hell. He said, I received 4 emails from the governors, Guardians of Valor today, and thought when he said vital info, that included the one I sent you. Here's a lie. Because he never said anything to him about vital info. But we'll get back to that. So this is where I try to explain it. CJ sends a series of messages about additional emails he receives from Guardians of Valor that couldn't go out to anyone but me. Now this is what was funny. When CJ sent me those additional emails, he insisted that I not share them or send them to anyone else, that they were incredibly sensitive, and that the Guardians of Valor was trusting me with that information. Don't you find that hypocritical? I did. So now we're on to another day. And after this point, there's only certain things that I can pin down to the exact day, because Vampre didn't give me days and times. I'm basing that on what I know and guesstimating on some of it. So she may come out later and be like, that didn't happen that day. What day it happens is irrelevant. So, this is from my perspective now. Post the live, I find out that Vampre has posted the unredacted email on her pages. I don't know this while I'm live. So I call CJ Friday evening, and I wasn't pleasant. And CJ texts Vampre again. There is clearly other parts to the conversation we can't see. So he says, do me a huge favor. I believe this is Friday night. Do me a huge favor. Please take down that email about David. There is hotel government address. I didn't even I didn't know about on it, thanks. And then he said something about nope, no problems. Again, I don't know what that relates to. And then she says, there's no hotel address on there. And this is the lie. And the third time, I was asked by Guardians of Valor to ask you to remove it, please. I was the one that asked him to remove it, not Guardian of Valor. He didn't know. And she says, okay, he follows me and he even hearted the video, but never said a word to me about it being up. And here goes another lie CJ told. He said, you did not say anything to me about posting it. You was just to show it that night. There is some of his info still on there. Now, do y'all remember when he said it was okay for her to post it and he reviewed it to see if anything needed to be redacted? I remember that. So if y'all remember in my live, she said that CJ being her good friend, that she trusted him, so she put it up. But at the same time, when good friend tells her to take it down, no. She decides that that request from CJ wasn't enough. And she decides to reach out to the Guardians of Valor herself. Wait a minute. Hold on. I just want to make sure that these are in order. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, guys. I did it out of order. Wait a minute. I did it out of order. Okay. Sorry. I gotta go back. I gotta find something real quick. Oh, this is the part that I missed. So this is the proof that on Friday evening at 8:38 p.m., after I found out that they were on her page, I called him and we spoke for 10 minutes. Okay? And then he reaches out to her and asks her to take it down. So then it was the second and the third time. So I think it was, we spoke at 8:38 p.m. I tell you guys that post the live, I find out about it and I called him. Then if you look, it's 9:39 a.m. So this was the next morning, which would have been Saturday. Okay, I needed to get that right. It would have been Saturday. So, again, in the morning, after he and I had that phone call the night before, CJ asks for it to be taken down again. He lies about the request being from Guardians of Valor. Why, I don't know. But yet again, instead of Vampry just taking it down, she focuses on the one detail about it being a hotel address. But she ignores the word government. All she says back to him is, there's no hotel address. But why did you take out the word government? Why didn't you say, oh, there's a government address? Let me look and take it down. No, she focused on it being a hotel address. And then CJ tells her that she didn't tell him about posting it. But she did. And he said okay. So now she says okay. And she goes back and forth with him about, yes, I did tell you I was posting it, and if I needed to remove anything, and you said no. Then you said something about other emails he sent you, and I didn't know what you were talking about. And you said you confused the emails, that the one I posted was fine. But then she says, but I took them down just now. So this is Saturday morning at 9:50. Here's another lie. He says, thank you. There is parts that has his name and a government email. I didn't see you, but he asked that it be taken down. I can't afford to lose him as a contact. Nothing about me, though. Mind you, this is all happening behind the scenes, because I know that was a big argument. Come on. So, again, after they went back and forth for a little bit, she finally agreed to take it down and does so. But she doesn't stop there. And again, my question is, why are you fighting so intensely to keep up a post that people have already seen? They already know about it. They already have the information about Becky's husband. Why are you fighting so hard? "10:06 a.m. The only name that is on there, it says Guardians of Valor. There are no other government names in it." Then he says, "I'm just doing what he asked me, okay, to do, okay?" I'm sorry, let me read it properly. "I'm just doing what he asked me to, okay?" Another lie. He wasn't the one asking her. Why couldn't you tell her it was me? And here she goes fighting again about it. "The name that was under regards, I had covered it up. I'm just confused. That's why I'm asking." He says, "Thank you for taking it down. Was a rough night last night. I did not get to be, I think he meant to say get to bed till almost 7 a.m. this morning. Slept through an appointment." The reason why he didn't sleep the night before was because of the conversation with me. I was furious. Because why is it still up? He told people a lot of reasons why he didn't get to sleep. It was because of me. I've already forgiven you for the mistake, but now I feel like people are playing in my face. So Vampire decides that the request from CJ wasn't enough, and she decides to reach out to the Guardians of Valor herself. Again, what happened to just relying on your good friend? She says to CJ, "I just talked to the Guardians of Valor and he said my post was fine and I didn't have to remove it. He said he never asked that." I guess CJ says, "Okay." And then he says, "All I know is I'm catching hell." And I put, "From me." He's catching hell from me. She says, "From who?" Now this is where he could have said DDS or digital, whatever. He says, "Well, a lot of people for a lot of different people." I don't know what that means. And then she says, talking about the Guardians of Valor, he said he would never ask to take something down. That's true facts. So now we have her conversation with the Guardians of Valor. She says to Guardians of Valor, "I got a message that you wanted me to take down the post I made about David Fortney. Is that true? And you could have sent me a message. You saw the post and even hearted it. So I'm just not understanding. Not causing trouble. Just asking is all." Guardians of Valor is taken off guard, as he should have been. He says, "No, I never said that, nor did anyone communicate that with me. Whoever stated that is lying." She says, He says, "Exactly. I've received no message in regards to that." He says, I would never ask anyone to remove truthful intel. So she says, so everything on that post was okay that wasn't marked out? Or so I'm going to, or okay, so I'm going to repost it again. Is that okay? So he says he's going to look at it. He said, but as long as no sensitive, identifiable info is visible, all is good. She says, okay, thank you for clearing that up for me. He says, you're welcome. So then she notices something and she says, do I need to cover up the email address and the address of the National Personal Records Center? He says, probably a good idea. She says, okay, will do. And then he explains to her, unfortunately, overzealous people will flood them with emails. It's already been out and shared over and over and over again. She says, right, I understand that. And then he says, I'm curious who used my name to request you to remove the post. They, whoever it is, should have consulted me first. And then he says, extra, they sorry. But I don't get the rest of that. So I don't know what that was about. Then I get, and so again, you see, I'm missing a piece of the conversation yet again. But then at some point, he says, CJ messaged me and all is good. I'm not upset. He's just protecting my six, which is something they say in the military, like he's got his back. And he said, I'm honored he's watching out. It was just a misunderstanding and I'm very easygoing. And she said, that's okay. I appreciate you answering me and talking to me about it. He says, anytime. Now, I just want you to see the last thing. It says, Vampire, let's not beat. She left that part of the conversation out too. But after I tell you everything, I can probably guess why. So following her conversation with the governor's Guardians of Valor, she reposted the email, properly redacted at this point, because now she's seen all of the things that should have been redacted that sat on her page. And at this point, I think it had been over a week, but again, don't quote me on it. It stayed up there for a week though, and I'll tell you why. Nope. Why do I keep doing that? I know I can't do it that way, and yet I'm doing it. I called CJ Tuesday night, Wednesday night about this very thing. So now as of Wednesday night, it's been up and around for a week. So Thursday night, I sent him a message. Because I didn't go live Wednesday. I was going live Friday. I said, CJ, she hasn't taken it down. It's my turn now. I gave you a shot. And then I said, can I call you? And we talked an additional 21 minutes and 48 seconds on Thursday night. Because at this point, he's telling me every day that he talked to her. He asked her to take it down. She was going to take it down and then didn't. He told me that he told her that I was the one requesting it. And at that point, people tried to say like, oh, I was upset because she did it first. No. At that point, I felt like she was just kicking me in the teeth. She was just doing it because she knew I wanted it done and she wasn't going to. So, I'm about to regurgitate all of that I just said. So I spoke to him because of the lack of redactions. You can see that by Thursday I was done with it. So on Friday morning, I said what I said. I apologized to the governors of Guardians of Valor because I felt bad. I wasn't able to effectuate the change that I was looking for. Again, like I said earlier, my whole focus was, would he trust my platform again with anything? Because the first time he tries to work with me and help my platform, it goes left. And not only is this information revealed without my knowledge, it's posted without my knowledge, it's lacked the proper redactions without my knowledge, and then it's posted on 2 accounts again without my knowledge under all of those circumstances. And so at that point, even though I had stayed quiet, I tried to deal with it behind the scenes, I felt I owed him a public apology. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm assuming he knows what I know. That he sent it to CJ and CJ sent it to somebody else other than me. I say no names. I give no details. Nobody knew what I was talking about or who I was talking about. A whole week later, Vampry hit the box. And at first, I just said, no, you're not coming up. Because at this point, I don't really want to hear what you have to say. She has to come up again. And I say to her, I didn't expose anybody's names. I didn't say who anybody was. If you want to expose yourself, you can. But you're going to have to wait until I finish my live. Thinking that maybe if I gave her the 10 minutes to rethink it, she would be like, yeah, nobody knows. I'm going to stay quiet. But no. She wanted to come up. So she comes up and she starts to tell her side of the story. Now again, I don't know her side. So when she starts to tell it, I'm like, wait a minute. You were told to put it in a box? And she's like, yes, and I have the receipts to prove it. Send it to me. Because I just showed you proof that I was told otherwise. And then she said, now everybody in the comments is shocked, of course, because they're like, what the what? What's going on? The additional thing she did not only expose herself, but she exposed CJ. For what? The only thing I could think of is because she was trying to take some of the heat off of herself. I said, send me the receipts and I'll let the blame land where it lands. You have something else I should know? Send it to me. So I have now showed you all of the information I received from her, including the information that I gained outside of here and my own proof. Okay? And lied to me and Vampry, which resulted in me feeling disrespected. I assumed that my feelings and requests were being communicated to Vampry by CJ, all communication being done in the background. Vampry fought to keep that post up, in my opinion, because she got followers and views. To me, there's no other reason. Something I didn't share because it wasn't necessary. Vampry continued to reach out to Guardians of Valor until he formally requested her to stop. So you remember when I said, remember that, Vampry, let's not beat a dead horse? It got so bad that I got a formal letter about it. People who saw the government address, the email address, have been emailing at a ridiculous rate. I don't know why. I guess the goal was to try to cut Guardians of Valor out of the loop. Let me go get the information myself. But y'all have to stop. Every little piece of information you may come across and you know good and well it wasn't meant for you. Why would you do that? Vampire has since erased almost everything from the meanness account, and she has blocked both of my digital accounts from that account. Can anybody tell me why? I took a week off. I said nothing. Why you blocked me? And then she went to another, so right after my live on Friday, she went to another live and she asked them if it was okay for her to be there. Of course, they're her friends, so they're like, of course, like what happened? And then a bunch of people jumped in the box and dragged me for filth. Because they said that I set her up to get dragged by 400 people in my life. I did no such thing. So instead of taking my nap, hold on. Sorry, I had to do the puzzle piece. So instead of me going in and being able to take my nap after what had already happened, I had to go in and defend myself and let people know that I didn't say who she was, and she kept saying, but everybody knew. Even some of her friends had to admit, no, I had no idea who she was talking about until you got in the box. I was told I was a horrible person, that they never wanted to watch me again, that this wasn't my job. Why do I take it so seriously? Without knowing the whole story. And so I'm going to show you. This was the meanest account at one point. And if you could see, center row in the middle was the post. And I'm not even going to... There was a whole thing with the blue post. She swears it wasn't about me, so I'm not bringing it up. This was the meanest post later where she pinned the blue comment, and you see again the post is still there. And even though I was blocked, this is what it is now. Well, it was the last time I looked. I don't know what it is now, because I don't really care. Why everything gone? And why am I blocked? It's nothing there. So what was the point of blocking both my digital accounts? So, here we are. These were my final decisions based on everything that I saw. Took me a week to decide. And CJ and Van Pre have already been told about these things. CJ can no longer be a mod. Because you violated my trust over and over again. But y'all saw it. CJ and Van Pre will not be allowed in my box for the foreseeable future. But they will not be blocked or muted from my accounts when I go live unless they become disruptive or disrespectful like everybody else. If they want to be in here and they want to hear what I have to say, they have the freedom to do so. They want to comment, they have the freedom to do so. They just can't ask for the box. And Monday morning, we're going back to regular scheduled programming. I took the week to decide this. The decision has been made. It's been communicated. I've now told y'all about what's going on. And I'm done with it. But I will say this. I wanted to try to think of any lessons that could be gained from this. So off the rip, tell the truth. If you want to be seen as someone with integrity, if you want to be seen as someone that can be trusted explicitly, tell the truth. People can get over the truth. As you saw, I did. When he told me I effed up, okay, I got it. Cool, let's move on. People can forgive the truth. But once you've lied, now I'm looking back at everything you've ever asked me and I'm wondering, well, was that for the reason you asked, or was it so that you could send it to somebody else? 2, remember that your best friend has a best friend that has a best friend. So if something is meant for you, go get it yourself. My mama used to tell me that all the time when I had a friend, and she would tell me to not tell him my business. And I'd be like, it's my best friend. And that best friend has a best friend. And before you know it, your business is going to be everywhere. 3rd, awareness for some people might just be entertainment. But for many of us, like myself, I take it seriously because the goal, if I can save one person, that's enough. And I saw an email, a message, a private message today where a woman, I tried to warn her. It was very brief in my warning. And she said, I saw this after. And then she sent me another message that said, I've now seen the page you were talking about. Hopefully she only got took once. 4th, you don't know what you don't know. So whatever you choose to do, do your best. But recognize that you can't start anywhere at the summit. You can never start at the top. You always have to work yourself up there. So while you're working yourself up there, slow down, learn, observe, triple check, and proceed with caution. If you don't know how to redact something, don't be quick to post it. If you aren't sure about something, don't be quick to say it because it sounds like the right thing to say and it ends up being the wrong thing. All of us have had to learn those lessons over the course of time. And 5, try not to jump to conclusions when you don't have all the information. We are all guilty of it, and so am I. In this very situation, I made the assumption that what I said was being communicated. I shouldn't have. Should have dealt with it myself. But that's it for me. I'm done. I'm turning back on the comments. Sorry. Let me turn the comments back on before I say anything else. No. Oh, yeah. Turn them on. If anybody has a comment, a question they want to get in the box, please do. I just didn't. You're free. I just didn't want to do that because I wanted to stay 100. Oh, wait, hold on. Guardians wants to hold the chat for 1 minute. So, hold on. Tell us why Guardians of Valor so we can be respectful. Oh, thank you, Hope. Guardians of Valor, would you like me to turn the comments off for a minute? Hold on. I know you're not a Master Chief. I'm sorry. But hold on. I don't know exactly why, but let's just hold the comments for a minute. Okay, that's as long as I could do it. I'm sorry. They've been sitting in jail for in comment jail for a minute. Thank you. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Brady wanted.
I just sent Scam Slam the messages I received from Van because she tried dragging me into this bullshit. And I was like, yeah, no, I didn't post that. You did. You showed everything. And then she sent me the messages of everything between her and Guardian, which I also sent those to Scam Slam to send to you because I have the entire full messages.
Oh, great. No, she used your live to do it, but it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with you.
Yeah, like I that was like my first week of streaming. Like, guys,
Right.
I don't dox people.
Right.
So I just wanted to let you know that. So yeah, I sent it all over to Scam Slam if you want to see everything.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Brady. That's why you saw, and I don't know how long you were here, but I said to CJ, "Who's Brady Golf? Like, why is this happening here? Who is he?" Because I was like, that's weird. But Brady, I'm gonna be honest. I think it was done in your live because there weren't a lot of people in there initially, and they
Yeah.
thought that they could get away with posting it and sharing it, and nobody would know. Not me in particular.
I just like I didn't want to be part of the drama. She tried to say that I posted the photos somewhere. I'm like, I was doing the stream. How did I post the photos?
Correct. It's nobody else's fault. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. But I sent all over all those messages from her to me, from her to Guardian, so you'll have everything you need.
Okay, thank you. Very
Thank
sweet.
you.
I hope I was thorough enough because I know this was confusing for a lot of people, and it took me, like, I read through it and caught it. I caught where the problems were, but it took me a long time to calm down. And I really wanted to think about, because, my initial reaction was block everybody. But why block anybody? All of us got a million burners. So even if I block their main account, they got burners. And for me, if more people hear the message and they're able to share it, why do I care? But I want to make it clear that this wasn't an innocent mistake. And people kept saying that. Oh, it was no, it wasn't. It was calculated, it was purposeful, and I was lied to, other people were lied to, and I don't, why you needed to keep it up after your good friend, your trusted friend told you to take it down on multiple occasions I will always wonder, except I feel like I have the reason. Correct, Guardians of Valor. Correct. CJ was my right hand. I talked to CJ more days than I didn't. And up until that point, there have been little things here or there, but nothing that would make me like, you can't be my mod, or you can't be my super mod, or I don't trust you. He even asked me one time, do I trust him? And I said, what was the word I used? It wasn't extensively, but it was like that. Like, of course I do. And then you violate my trust like this. Oh, he's here? Hi, baby. There you go. Thank you for the rose, love. I see you.
Digital from the very beginning. I said it was a trust issue. He should have never sent it, period. And I want to say, I'm glad you're coming back.
Oh, thank you. Y'all
I
was
need
always
you.
coming back.
I need you.
Okay. I was always coming back, but literally for almost a week, I have barely watched Scammers. Like, this has been what has consumed me for the week. Because again, I didn't want to make a rash decision.
I totally understand. I'm just glad you're coming back.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Thank you. Guardians of Valor, and again, I want to apologize to you because what happened to you should not have happened. And what continued to happen, even after it was all revealed, should not have happened. You are a resource for us. You are helping us out to understand who we can trust and who, like, once you lie about this, you are a liar. You don't owe us anything. And for your trust to be violated pissed me off more than mine being violated. And then of course now I'm mad because now my platform looks untrustworthy. When people are talking about why do I take it so seriously? Because all I have is my voice and my word. That's it. Y'all don't know me outside of here to be able to say, well, oh, I know that she's honest, or oh, I know she's going to keep it a buck, or you have my voice and my word. Now, I could have hushed this down and kept it private and still made my decisions. Not fair to y'all. Not fair to y'all at all. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Um, well, I just want to say that I really respect how you're handling this. It's not easy. Things like this do take time away from being able to focus on the main mission of your platform, which is to cover scammers. And I've certainly been in very similar situations. I know how you feel, 100%. I've had mods betray me, lie to me and other people. And they were people, that you had trusted and
Mm-hmm.
that I had trusted. And, it's really, really difficult when that happens. It's difficult to address it with tact. But as long as you come with facts and you showed all of the proof of what happened, I've done the same. And people can decide for themselves and easily see what is the truth here. And everybody here is intelligent, they're smart, they can see what happened here. And I just really respect you and your platform and how you've handled it. I know it's difficult, um, but hopefully after tonight you can focus back on the platform and helping to cover these scammers, because there is no uh
There's no end. There's
yeah,
no end. And that's why
there's
I
no
said if
end to
someone
it.
wants to
And
do
as
it,
someone who takes my platform very seriously too, I take my awareness platform very seriously. But there are people that you maybe find out later don't take it as seriously as you do, maybe aren't dedicated as much as you are, maybe look at it as entertainment or drama, and that's why they want to really be involved in it. They may not be involved for the right reasons, but that always it always ends up coming out in the end. And I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. um and hopefully you'll be stronger moving forward, and making whatever changes you are going to make with your mods or your platform.
I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate your platform as well. I've learned so much from so many of you on how to do things. And I don't want to be a drain on the community. I want to add. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You are very welcome. So thank you everyone for joining. I am going to send you the messages that I was forwarded. You may already have some of these,
That's
but I
okay.
will forward them to you because I was requested to do so. And
Okay.
so it may help to, possibly answer some additional questions you may have and fill in a couple of other, maybe missing pieces to the puzzle.
Right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much, and stay strong. Keep on doing what you do.
Okay. Somebody's asking for a recap. It is going to be so brief. I'm not gonna hold y'all because some of y'all sat through the whole hour of it. But the Guardians of Valor was supposed to send me an email. The email was sent to CJ, my what they would call a super mod. He then took a screenshot of it, sent it to Vampre, asked her to post it in a live with very few people in it. But it was posted without any redactions, and it was posted without my knowledge nor Governor Guardians of Valor's knowledge that it was sent to Vampre. And he said the reason why was because he didn't know how to do the big box. Which, come on, y'all, we've been doing this a long time. So then when I found out about it, I reached out to him. He told me he messed up. Vampre then said to him she was going to post it on her pages. He said okay, but told me that he told her not to say anything. So when I found that it was on her pages, I went back to him. I'm like, what's going on? He's told me that he told her that I wanted her to take it down, when in fact, he told her that it was the Guardians of Valor that wanted her to take it down. So she went to him. Guardians of Valor was like, no, I would never want the truth to be, shut down. I provided the truth, but accept the fact that it wasn't redacted properly. And so finally on last Friday on my live, when I felt like I was being disrespected by Vampre because I was trusting CJ's word, I made a comment to Guardians of Valor that I apologized, that my platform basically betrayed him. I didn't say anybody's name. I didn't say in detail what happened, but Vampire needed to come up and tell about it. And she told me there was another side. I said, okay. And I asked her to send me the receipts. So when I compared her receipts with the information I was given, with the information that I had from my side of the fence, I made some decisions. And one is that CJ can't be my mod, and Vampre and CJ aren't allowed in my box. They will not be muted, they will not be blocked, but they're not allowed in my box for the foreseeable future, and I'm just going to stand on that. So that's the really quick recap.
Can I also add that I have the utmost respect for Guardians of Valor and what he does. And I'm sorry that if any of his information got released in this manner. He has assisted me in two or three inquiries regarding stolen valor. And I truly, truly appreciate him for that. The most recent one that he helped me with was on Ricky Sins. And I got back prompt information that verified that Ricky was never in the military. And I stated that during a live stream, but I never have shown. I've never shown any of the emails he sent me as proof. I guess if I would need to, I would. But honestly, like if I go live and I say I have verification from Guardians of Valor that this person never served in the military, you can believe that that's the truth.
Right.
And if I would need to show a redacted version, I would. But honestly, I didn't. I've never felt like I needed to do that at all. But I just really appreciate all the work he does, all the assistance that he provides for us, and just really, really appreciate it. I'm sorry that this happened. And everybody just needs to be very careful. Yes, accidents do happen, but there were detailed discussions here about redactions and things like that. So it should have been, it's just unfortunate. It should have never happened.
Not on any level. And again, um, Guardians of Valor and I have communicated outside of here. We are good. He understands because he got a very he got a Bible of an email from me with the information. Yes, you are still supporting CJ, and I appreciate that. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see a bunch of hate messages or hear that you guys sent hate messages. It's not necessary. What I he didn't hurt any of y'all. Well, he may have, but the thing happened to me. The platform has dealt with it, so I don't need you guys to deal with it either. Okay, it is what it is. People make bad decisions, and while bad decisions always come with consequences, it doesn't have to be a barn burner either. It happened. It is what it is. Yeah. Also, you understand there's no anonymity on this app. If you do something, somebody's recording, taking pictures, whatever the case may be. Correct.
Yeah.
You're
And hopefully everybody can just move forward and there doesn't continue to be any kind of back and forth or any situation where people feel like they need to pick sides or
oh yeah,
anything like that. Unfortunately, I've seen that type of thing happen in the past and none of that is necessary here. And I really hope that everybody can just keep an open mind, move forward and you know, not dwell on the past.
correct. And I'm not blocking him on anything. For what? Yeah, adulting isn't a bad. I'm not going to block him on anything. For what? He made a mistake. The result, or he made some calculated errors. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to call it a mistake. And he is no longer a mod. That's enough. That's enough. But please, if you come across information and you know in your heart it should have been redacted, do not use it. Do not email it. Do not send a letter to it. Do not look up a phone number for it. Like, come on, y'all. We know how this works. But that's why we have no choice but to redact because some people don't know how to act when they come across information. And also, please don't hound governor. Why do I want to keep saying governors? Guardians of valor. Please don't. Please don't. He has apologized to you several times, and I've forgiven him. Absolutely fantastic. He sent me a message today saying that he acknowledges what he did was wrong. I've gotten more. You were elected governor. Facts. That's the only thing I can seem to say tonight. Um, he has sent me some additional emails after he got my response or after he got my conclusions. Vampry has as well. I haven't read any of them because I was preparing for tonight, and as you can see, it was a lot. So, yep, he's our governor now. So that's it. And hopefully on Monday, we are back to regular schedule programming. I'm going to watch a bunch of Scam Slam videos to catch up. But on Monday, we're going to be back to it, 6:30 in the morning. Like always. Hold on.
Hello. I just wanted to say that I know I don't cover anybody in particular, and my first priority on TikTok is really to protect your life,
I appreciate that.
because you know what I mean, to protect it, to don't do nothing bad, because I respect your life, I respect all the lives I go into. Scam slam. If I go in there, say hi, I respect them all because it's their life. They're trying to do something for the people, and like I said, but I mean, you. What I'm saying is, like I said, my first priority is to protect your platform too.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So
And you
that's
did
all
great
I had
work.
to say.
Okay.
But it was a lot. I mean, I was like, wow.
Yeah, it was a lot. I was trying to make it as streamlined as possible so that people could follow it to the
Right.
end. So that was
But
my
yeah,
goal. I hope you guys did.
yeah, I did, and like I said, I mean, I try and show respect to everybody except for the scammers. But like I said, I try and show respect because, like I said, I don't follow anybody. I mean, I don't follow a scammer. But what
We
you do is good work. What everybody on their platform that covers scammers, they do good work. Because I don't have I don't how can I say it? I have a lot of personal issues. I don't have time to like focus on one person. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
and you don't have to. You don't have to. What you do is fantastic. I just want to say something that somebody said, and it said whether we like it or not, we're kind of all in this together.
right,
Absolutely, 110%. Whether you've picked a side or not, whether you're with this crew or that crew, we're all in it together. Because when one person gets dragged, the scammers don't just drag one group; they drag us all.
yeah,
They drag us
yep,
all. And if one part goes down, we lose the weight of that part. So
yep.
hold on. Okay, this third one. Oh, thank you guys for the gifts. I'm sorry, I really wasn't paying attention to that. So I apologize. But thank you guys.
That's all I really wanted to say. To say that I'll protect your platform as much as I can, and and I respect it.
Thank you,
Because
sister.
I am a mod, but I will protect your platform because there's a lot of mean, hateful people out there. So, but
Well, I think you
okay,
guys have
I'm gonna
been doing a
drop.
great job.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna drop and I'll see you in the chat. The line.
Okay.
Drop me.
Okay, I'll try you.
Sorry.
No problem. Hold on, we got one more.
Hi, my Dee Dee.
Hey.
At least with me, at least you know I send proof in your private message every
Yes,
time.
you do. You do, and I appreciate it.
And I go to you first before kind of figured. That's why I saved those messages for the other day.
Okay. I appreciate you.
Yes.
Do
We all
we?
love you. We all love you, Dee Dee.
Thank you. Thank you. I try my best.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah, Dee Dee, I'll
perfect,
call
but
you
I try.
later so you can help me with that thing that you were going to tell me about.
Okay, not tonight, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Watching that. Wait, there's someone I've been watching that I'm questionable about. Okay, send it to me. Oh, what did Matilda come in here and say? I wasn't watching.
By the way, Stolen Valor Ricky Sins 96 is live right now.
Yes, I saw.
Ugh.
As I can't watch them because I you both are able bodied. You keep having kids you can't afford,
On
and
purpose. On
right,
purpose.
and then you're in here, and I. I I've said this before, women, if you are looking for a man that bad, go get a battery operated one. He already has two women and two babies. You want to become the third?
Three. No,
Oh,
there's
he has
already
three?
three.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Three babies, three baby mamas. Do you want to come become the fourth? Because he's going to do to you like he's done to them. Or do you want to be a
Mm-hmm.
part of the harem? Please go get yourself a battery operated boyfriend. Please.
Thank you, Guardians of Valor. He says he has my consent to release the email on Ricky, so I may do that. I did mention it on a live stream, and I also let the account called Ricky Sins 96 Clout Chaser. I let them know about it, but I haven't showed it at all yet. But I may do that just to prove that yeah, he has never been in the military, and he's been using it to get free stuff, free coffees, and free things at fast food places and stuff like that. Yep.
Troller, what happened? Oh, Timmy is visiting. Oh, here? Please don't let that be Timmy from Tim and Angela, because you can get a box. Hold on. I'm gonna do it in order.
Hey, I had to switch accounts because I'm down on my other one until
Oh, okay.
tomorrow. It was a great live, by the way. Just wanted to
Thank
say it was
you.
a great live. That account in here, we believe is Tim. We've uncovered a lot of information on him today that's going to be coming out here soon. I just have to make a couple calls, but that person, I forgot his name already because it's cracking me up. Yeah, they came in and just, Tim is my friend and he's a solid person, and yeah, so we believe that that's Tim.
Tim, did you do that? We weren't even talking awareness today, but you
Right.
are welcome in the box at any time. Don't ask me to turn my camera on. I'm not.
Steve Crook. That's it.
Steve
Steve
Crick.
Crook.
Oh yeah, I
Yes.
saw somebody say that name. And I was like,
Yes.
who's that? Steve Crick. And if you are a fan of his and you want to support him and you want to come in the box, you are welcome.
I asked him to come in my box as well, and he said we would attack him,
Oh
which we
no, I'll
would.
turn the comments off. It'll
Yep.
just be you and I.
Yep.
We can go back and forth all day. I'm always ready for that. And you can come in and
Today, all of their plans involved going to the gym and cooking food.
Hmm.
mm-hmm.
Not, filling
And
out job applications or trying to find other resources or anything like that. They were just gonna go to the gym and cook more food in their little air fryer that he loves so much.
So
yep.
that she can see her friends.
Yeah.
The flyer you got from somebody off Facebook.
Yeah, and last night people sent all kinds of money for her birthday, including for a birthday cake and stuff. And then he said, "Oh, her friend made her a birthday cake." So where'd all that money go? Well, they weren't asking for hotel room money for today, so
Ooh.
Exactly. And he's also going around saying that an awareness group put up her Cash App and raised $300 for her. And he did say it's not just Stops Group, it's somebody else. I have the clips, and we told him to show it because nobody, and Janet, I have offered Janet money out of my pocket for her groceries because she was short, and she refused. Everybody in my chat, what's your Cash App? Doesn't want it, doesn't want it, doesn't. So Tim, you are
Wait,
such
but this
a
is my
muller.
other thing though. The other day, the grandson was a maybe grandson that he wasn't sure about, and now today it's the grandson, and the grandson did X, Y, and Z, and she's living between two houses. I don't care if she lied to you about anything to get her money back. She
Yeah.
gave you the money. She told you she needed it back. You promised to give it to her and you didn't. And then you pulled her along with your lie. So, and now you're already talking about how you're not going to go, you're not gonna pay her back now because you don't have a job. Guess what? You chose to tell everybody where you were working. You could have kept it to yourself, but you didn't because I believe you wanted this outcome.
Absolutely. It was all a setup. It was
Right.
all a setup, and nobody
And of
from
course, it happened
awareness.
around her birthday. Of course.
And Tim, everybody from awareness wants you to work and support yourself. So nobody
Right.
from awareness called or did anything to ruin your job. You did it to yourself.
Or somebody that lingers around. But everybody knows on my platform, that's the very first thing I say. If they get a job, do not call, do not send a message, nothing. Because how do we expect them to get on their feet if we prevent them from working?
We
I don't believe in that. And I
we
said, if I find somebody on my platform that has done so, you will no longer be welcome.
Right. And we actually had somebody in our chat today that used to work with him. That she no longer works there, which I'm not going to put that out right now of why she no longer works there. But she was told that he was fired because he was begging in the store in his uniform.
He said that too. He
Yep.
was like, in the day they said that, I wasn't even at work. When were you at work, sir?
Yep.
Anyway, hi, Fallon.
Hello. Wanted to tell you, great job.
Thank you.
I am sorry that this is going to take a nosedive for everyone. I do apologize. However, I cannot sit back and watch a chat in which someone's being bullied. I want to make sure that everyone knows that when anyone in this box says anything, that there is proof behind it and a video is provided. Karina, I have talked to you multiple times. When you get up in a box, state your business and get out. Read the room. Make sure that you know exactly what it is that you're talking about. You and I can have a conversation. Find me. My light will go pink tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I have seen you too many times this weekend bullying people. I'm not going to stand for it. None of these people in the boxes are going to stand for it. And you need to stop pushing people away from awareness and bringing down platforms, trying to poke the bear and then running behind titans. Don't do it anymore. I have talked to you over and over and over, and you seem to not be able to comprehend that we are in awareness. We are not bullies. Do not bully someone you don't know just based off of something that you see. You better have hardcore proof, and it better be on your platform with your name behind it. You post it on your video, or you go live and you call them out and have them come over and have a conversation with them. Don't block them from your platform. Have a conversation. We are not bullies. We bring awareness. We are not out here to bring someone down or shame them for anything or any mistakes that they might have done. Now, everyone in this box make sure that they bring out proof. ScamSlam puts her proof on her page and YouTube. She also goes live and brings it to everyone else. She's not a bully. Dee Dee's not a bully. Just Stop Already's not a bully. People need to be held accountable for how they're making people feel. But you can't just keep running behind someone and saying, look at this, and then not provide proof under your own name. So tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central, come find me, and I'll show you anything that you need to see that I'm talking about. Well, we've already discussed it, and you know exactly what I'm referring to. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for taking care of the people, because we can't bully on one side and then turn around and say that we're trying to help good, calm people when we're trying to poke them and say, you did this, and shame them. That's not what it's about.
No, it's not. And it gives the one when one person does it, they paint us all with the same brush.
And that goes along with what's going on with Tim and Angela. I don't feel that that is somebody from awareness that is calling around and going real life and getting them terminated from their jobs for acts that they were doing. It's probably somebody in their community that's tired of seeing them do the crap that they do.
Oh, and it has come out tonight that Angela has never had cancer and does not have epilepsy.
I don't want to take the chance on anybody doing something outside of this that is going to mess up when we go after a predator, and we're putting out all this hardcore proof and all this research that's being done on all these platforms just because somebody wants to get a big head and poke somebody else out. That's not right.
Fallon, where you gonna be 2 o'clock tomorrow?
My light will go pink. I have no idea where I'm going to be, but I'll be live at 2 somewhere.
Okay. Echo, set an alarm for 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Third alarm set for 2 p.m. tomorrow.
She set the alarm.
Listen, I'm gonna be there for the proof.
Yep.
I don't care who does it. Someone got some proof to give, I'm gonna be there.
And the thing is we all don't have to agree, but I can assure you that every single person in here has the same heart that wants to help people. Nobody wants to hurt anybody. But when you get overzealous, it's time to have a conversation. And I've tried to have this conversation several times. But I can't get behind somebody who does something like that whenever there's people in these boxes who are busting their ass to put out the amount of awareness that you guys are. Y'all have a good night. If you need anything, my inbox is open. Thank you again for all you do.
Thank you. Shola, did you want to come up? You are welcome. I mean, that is a hurricane. It's like drop the bomb and then it got covered. Okay. Oh. Well, it's 9:47.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I just wanted to come up and explain about the person in the chat.
Oh
That's
yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah. They of course they didn't ask.
But
But
good
I
job.
was just
And
scurried
yes,
away.
redacting things are very, very important before you put them up on a green screen. And that's all I'm going to say on that subject.
It is extremely
Because
important.
people can be doxxed very easily that way.
Correct. Oh, and I just want to say one other thing that I had said that Vampire docked somebody in another live, and she said no, she didn't. I'm not going to count it necessarily as doxing because I know people have different things, but I was correct that she said David's other name in another live. I guess he goes by two names, and she said it. So I don't know if some people will consider that doxing or not, but I just wanted to correct that error too. I have the video to prove it. I wasn't wrong, but I know some people. Hold on, what is going on?
Yeah, Angela was also asking for money on the back end as well while she was working and on the back end
Of
after
course
somebody
he
sent
was.
her $30.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy. And again, let me tell y'all something. No matter where I work, my reputation precedes me. 35 people could call, and they would be like, "No, she does good work. We're gonna keep her. You stop calling." And so one phone call gets you fired from the CEO. What? Why would he even bother to acknowledge it if he was on vacation? Like CEOs aren't doing that. Why would he bother? But okay.
Well, and at
Oh
first he
wait,
said it was
Steve is
because of
here.
the
Steve is here again, and he
ugh.
says Tim is being, but no, Tim is not being bullied. Tim is not. The proof on Tim has been coming out for the last year. The heat is coming on Tim harder than ever, so he is using it as bullying. So Tim was attacked on. Tim
Wait a
was.
minute, hold
He
on.
wants to be a
Steve,
victim so bad
Steve,
because
did you
he
see it?
uses that to get gifts.
Hold on, Steve, did you see the attack on Facebook or are you taking his word for it? Let me speak to him real quick.
Yeah, and
Did
I'd like to see the proof of these threats
right,
that Tim claimed to get. You know,
right.
these unalive threats and threats about his car and all that. I would love to see
I just want
those.
to know you did see the attack. Is there any information about that attack that proves that anybody from awareness did it? Because the truth of the matter is, I could create another account right now, come in here on a different device and say, digital go to hell. Right? I mean, let's just be honest. I could do that. And then I could come here and say, oh my God, I was attacked. Look at what happened. Blah, blah, blah. Because it's convenient that it happened around her birthday. I'm just saying. It was like one paycheck, one and done. But this is something else you may not know that you guys were saying, when he worked somewhere else, he kept it private. He already knew that if he told everybody where he worked, what would happen. So why would he, Steve? Why would he they who's they? Why would he tell everybody where they were working?
Let me be. I do have the Facebook post. Somebody sent me the Facebook post,
Oh,
and
beautiful.
I just got a message that Steve is
Uh-oh.
not him. And it was actually from Angela's brother that sent me the message that Steve is not Tim. Yes, Angela, I'm in contact with your brother. I talk to him daily, and he was actually in my chat tonight.
Ooh.
He says you'll be sorry when he gets an attorney.
Oh, will you just
Steve
stop
said it.
already?
Steve,
Really?
people who can't figure out what they're going to eat the next day are going to struggle to get an attorney to take a case that is copyright versus fair use. We don't do that. I'm not going to Facebook and trying to get somebody fired from a job. So you can't hang that at my hat right here. I don't do that. But come back on Monday morning at 6:30 a.m. and you'll see what I do and you'll understand the difference. That doesn't scare me, sir.
It's not at all.
By the way, Lisa is live.
Oh my. He doesn't he knows what he's going to eat from day to day. He's going to make some more shrimp and steak and ribs and sausage in his little air fryer cuz
Uh
he's on a carnivore diet.
Oh, we have all of Tim's videos off his page because yes, he likes to dirty delete his videos. So we have them all. And Tim, you can't buy a cup of coffee. You're gonna get a lawyer?
What is the lawyer going to do? Send a cease and desist that can't stand?
Exactly.
I know how fair use works. I just gave a discussion on it the other day, especially the way I do it. Y'all can kick rocks. Cause right, a team attorney like Lisa's um again, you're spending time worrying about what we're over here talking about instead of finding a job, which is the only thing that's going to keep you out of the situation that you keep finding yourself in. How about this? How about you go get a job, get off TikTok, get off social media, and go do it for a while and then come back where you have already set up a reputation for yourself with that employer. You guys sneaking around in lives like mine, expecting some sort of intimidation. This is the difference, Tim. You don't have to come in here with your face. You don't have to come in here with your address. You could just come in here and say what it is you have to say. You don't have to come in here under Steve names or anything else. Say what you got to say. I don't know why do you think somebody's afraid of them. I am not.
And Matilda has even said he would box up and
Right.
show his face and get an account if he unblocks him, but Tim won't do that.
No, because what Tim wanted him to do was to do it on a burner, because then he thought that not a lot of people would come in. Box up with me. I'm right here. Box up.
He's going to talk to the county sheriff on Monday.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
again, what's supposed to happen? I don't understand what y'all think is going to happen with stuff like that.
Okay, Chuck. Nice picture of a. Your picture is of a guy named Chuck, right? So see you later, Tim. Chuck. See you later.
Right. I don't know what scammer told you that that's what to do and that's what to say and it's gonna get the heat off of you. You picked the wrong live to do that in, okay? You picked the wrong live.
No, he picked the right live. He
That's
picked the
true.
right
You picked the
live.
right live for the nonsense. Because it's not going to have any traction here whatsoever. You just keeping me on until 10 o'clock. That's all you're doing.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, 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 not you. I'm just saying, you're just adding to the fun of it all. Like tonight was heavy. Thank you for the levity. You know what you got to say?
Yeah, yeah. And look. Oh, why wait till Monday? The sheriff's office is open 24/7. Make sure. But and my name is misspelled right here. It's capital J, capital S, capital A. Okay, and my first name, because I've said it a lot, is Melissa. But you, gotcha. Well, I'll be waiting for the phone call from the sheriff, and then the sheriff here in my town, that's a family friend, will get in touch with that sheriff, and we'll see where we go.
He's going to love the next video I post where he was giving us all the gun show the other last night.
You know what's funny to me though is that they always
In
come
his,
after
in his
the
orange
women.
shirt.
They always come after the women in awareness. Boo boo, I'm not alone. Okay? I'm not alone. Just because I'm a woman and you only hear my voice and you think that you could come in here and intimidate somebody, when a man needs to intimidate a woman, to me, you become a bitch. And I'm not even, don't even hold me on that. Because if you think you could come in this room with these grown women and think that you can intimidate us in any way, shape, or form, you are sadly mistaken. But also, I'm not alone. So run up. Trust me, he's not the one. Some people in here have seen him. He's not the one. He's sweet and kind, but he's not the one. Not at
Shasky
all.
said Chesky said he's wearing Becky's shirt, but no, it's not Becky's shirt because Becky's shirt says Big C on it.
He's going to go to the sheriff on Monday and tell him he scammed a little old lady out of $70, and the internet was mean to him because of it.
Yep. And then the other woman out of 80, and then you got 2,500 from your mod in a month. I mean, I can go on and on. Tim, Scam Opera and I know you hate us. I know you hate Scam Opera and I. We have receipts for days, Timmy. So go ahead. Go ahead. We're ready. Yeah, I'll let you go. I know it's late. But yeah, Timmy, I know you hate us. You think you're the first one to ever, threaten? Renee pretended to be a sheriff and messaged me. Oh, I'm a sheriff's office. I need you to be quiet and stop talking about Renee. Okay. You know how many times I've been threatened? Please, get a grip.
Well, guys, I'm gonna end it here. I done got a snack. I gotta get back on it because Monday morning I gotta be ready to talk because people are expecting me.
That's right. That's right.
I appreciate you all who have been here. Oh, that's white.
God bless bullies as well. Okay, Steve. Bye, Chuck. Bye, Tim, Chuck, Steve.
Yeah, come back on Monday morning. I'll be live 6:30 a.m. Eastern.
Yep.
Thank you. I love you guys too.
Have a good weekend,
Have a great
Digital.
weekend.
You too.
Thank you. Have a good weekend, everyone.
And I will see. Oh, 5:30. Okay, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30. I'll be here.
Have a good one.
Thank you for the support. I appreciate it.